I know I been listening to a lot that you've been saying, and obviously what we eat does have a huge impact on our skin condition. So obviously we must be getting the right nutrients, the right vitamins, and all of this as well. And when you mentioned the book by Adele Davis, we recently had another guest, Desiree Lotz, who also mentions Adele Davis. I guess she must have been
Wow.
some, yeah, she did
Yeah.
the same thing. She actually believes in, she has this CalMag formula, which is vitamin C and magnesium, and she believes people should
Uh-huh.
take Celtic salt because it actually has nutrients that could prevent them from being dehydrated by water. Now, water is a very important thing for skin. And I know a
Yeah.
lot of dermatologists tell you to drink water because it helps keep the hydration, it keeps the collagen, it keeps it plump. I want to ask you now, because we're talking about food. So I want to ask you, first of all, does taking in things like collagen, people say, okay, if you have collagen, marine collagen, bovine collagen, this will help keep the elasticity in your skin, and or ingesting things. I know we know about food and nutrients and nutraceuticals and all of that, but does taking in elastin or collagen or this really, does it have an impact on the skin?
Actually, sadly, it does. And I'm not a supplement fan. So I have to say that I go into this a little bit kicking and screaming. I'm a whole foods fan. I like people to eat whole foods. I like food to look like it originally did. And supplements are very processed and they don't look like the food. And so I tend to gravitate away from recommending supplements. However, a good scientific study has recently been done that shows that collagen powders, collagen supplements have chains of amino acids that end up in your skin and that are associated with building the collagen in your skin. And so I have to say that it does seem like it works. And how, really you think about it from an intellectual perspective and how is that different from eating a steak? I mean, a steak has an awful lot of collagen in it. So what's the difference? I can't answer that, and nobody's looked at a head to head comparison of steak versus the collagen supplements. But I actually prefer the steak myself. But I have to say the science has even had me tempted in looking at the collagen supplements. Now, I have to also say I did some research on this topic for a journalist. They contact me to ask me for scholarly quotes for skin health articles, and so I did some research on it for, I think it was Mind Body Green, and the vegan supplements don't have the evidence to support that they get there, but maybe they do. They just haven't been tested. The ones that have been tested are certain proprietary brands of animal-based collagen supplements. I don't want to miss the really great question of water, though. You started to talk about water, and it's one of my absolute favorite topics because so many experts tell you to drink water for healthy skin. And yes, it's important, but it's not going to hydrate your skin on the sort of level that we in modern society that aren't dying of dehydration are looking for. Because if it hydrated your skin sufficiently, then taking a bath would quench your thirst, and it doesn't. And that's because your skin is an excellent barrier. So the water doesn't actually get through your skin to quench your thirst any more than when you drink it. It gets all the way out to the part of your skin that you want to hydrate, which involves the epidermis and superficial dermis. So the epidermis is your top living cells. The stratum corneum is the dead cells above that. You want those babies hydrated. You want them plump. Otherwise you have crepey skin. And so you're going to get them plumper if you actually sit in a bath than drinking water. You do need to drink water. Otherwise you will become, you need to drink water because you want all of your nutrients sloshing about in a nice, moist, hydrated system. But for skin to actually be crepey from dehydration, you have to be massively medically dehydrated. And there we take our skin and we pinch it and we look and see if it bounces back or not. And that's a different level of dehydration. And it doesn't apply to what we're looking for when we want pretty, plump, glowing skin. That actually comes from our skincare.
So when you come out of the shower and you're feeling all plump, how do you hold on to that? Is it hyaluronic acid
Oh,
products? Does some kind of oil barrier need to go on? Like what do you put on
totally.
next?
Totally. That's exactly the way to look at it. So when you come out of the shower or the bath or a swimming pool, I mean, I just swam laps for 45 minutes, got in my shower, and I know my skin is super hydrated and I am not letting that water go today. So what you do is within 3 minutes, because you're starting to evaporate the minute you get out of the bath or shower. So within 3 minutes, you want to do what you can to trap it. And you're going to trap it with things that hold the water from a molecular perspective. They bind it. Hyaluronic acid being the superstar for that. But you've got glycerin in there. You've got sodium PCA. So the hyaluronic acid binds it in the levels of your skin, but the sodium PCA and the glycerin actually cozy up to the protein and keep your protein hydrated too. So your skin is made out of protein bricks and lipid, and you want your bricks hydrated. You don't want your bricks to get all, wimpy looking and crepey looking. So you want some, hydrators in there for your bricks, and then you want the hyaluronic acid, which just hydrates everything. And then you've got to trap the water by creating an occlusive barrier on top. And it doesn't have to be sticky and gross like coconut oil, for example. It can be a nice lotion that will help just prevent the evaporative process. It could also be glycolic acid, which has its own way of holding water and has its own way of creating your skin's hyaluronic acid production factory to make you some hyaluronic acid. And so you kind of want all of the above. And so, for example, I just got out of the shower. What did I do? I put my hyaluronic acid, sodium PCA, glycerin serum called my Instantly Luminous Serum on my face, which I love. At 62, my skin just goes, oh, thank you, thank you, thank you. Otherwise, I'm going to be crepey all day long. So I put that on, and then I put my green tea antioxidant product on with more hyaluronic acid. Then I put my moisturizer on, and I put a few drops, which has squalane and ceramides in it to replenish the lipid layer, and a few drops of oil, my face oil, which replenishes the lipid layer, and then a sunscreen on top with dimethicone that's sealing the deal even better. So I'm strategically layering ingredients to take that super hydration that I know I've got right now and keep it in place all day. And on my body, I did glycolic acid. So I put a heavy duty professional glycolic acid product on my body because it fights all those barnacles and age spots and crepey skin. The body skin is harder to deal with than the face because it's thicker and tougher. So you have to approach it differently. Putting a hyaluronic acid serum on your body first would break the bank. And number two, your skin on your body's just tougher. And then you got barnacles and stuff. You got to get those guys off of there. So the glycolic eats them off. So I just literally got out of the shower 45 minutes ago.